There may be more policing in Soweto at the moment after the killing of 16 people in a tavern in Nomzamo recently, but crime is still rife. Police are searching for suspects behind the killing of 2 security officers in White City in Soweto last night. Now, in the first incident, an ADT security guard pulled up at a butchery just after load shedding had begun. It's understood he was trying to just keep an eye on the place while it was in darkness. Well, he was then, we understand, approached by a group of men who shot him and took his firearm. The same group of men is then believed to have attacked another security guard while he was on his way home. So all of this happening despite the deployment of the Amabrete in Soweto following those tavern shootings, and the families, of course, asking where were they when we needed them most. eNCA's Heidi Giokos has been following developments. She joins me now. So, Heidi, talk to me about these 2 incidents, because although it was 2 separate incidents, these men were both security guards and they were actually fairly close to each other.
Yes, Sally, I just want to start off by saying that I don't understand what's going on in Soweto. It really seems as though the police do not have control over the situation there. What happened almost 2 weeks ago with the 16 people losing their lives, still no word on what truly happened there. And late last night, we understand that a butchery in White City was about to close and load shedding began. A security guard pulled up just to do normal patrols, make sure that everybody's okay. And it seems as though a group of men approached the security guard, didn't even think twice, fired shots, killed the security guard and disarmed him. So it seems as though the goal was very clear, to take the firearm. Nothing else was taken. The owner of the butchery was there. He was closing up his shop. Nothing was taken, no cell phone, no money, no other possessions. It was just the firearm that was taken. And when we got a chance to speak to, we'll move over to what happened to the second security guard, but when we got a chance to speak to the butcher owners, they were telling us that they are horrified as to what's really going on. They are saying that they are so scared, be it night or day. It just seems as though you're not safe even just walking or sitting in your vehicle in Soweto at this stage. And load shedding, of course, exacerbating the situation. And what the community is saying there, and the butcher owners indicating that they don't feel safe because when there's load shedding, it's complete darkness. And it seems as though criminals had been watching the security guards, and this was not something that was just a random act, but it seemed as though it was planned and orchestrated. Let's listen to what the butcher owners had to say to us today.
There was a power outage in our area, but as soon as the power came back, we closed down the shop and they locked everything up. And whilst we were walking towards the car, and the security guy, I think it was a routine patrol, as they usually do when the power goes off. They usually come and check if everything is in order. So I think that's what brought him here, but that's what they usually do. They come and check us on us in everything. That's when they just shot, and I was standing right close to him when the shots went off. What they took, the only gun, only, not the his cell phone. 2 cell phones were still intact, his torch and his battery, everything. And they didn't even come even to me, maybe ask for money or anything. They just took his firearm. And the funny thing is, I haven't seen even one Amabrete, you know. I haven't seen even one of them since they were deployed. So I think sometimes it's all talk and no show. Yeah, but the police responded quickly from the Morocco. Yes, but the Amabrete, those guys which are serious, which handle serious crime, I haven't seen them. So I'm very heartbroken and sad in what's happening in our community, because I think our country is going down the drain bit by bit. These people are ganging up. They are taking up arms. You know, I think there's a bigger picture in this. If the intelligence does not see this coming, I don't know who else can see it. But we know that something as big is coming up.
And you know what strikes me about that couple is they're just trying to make a living, running their business, trying to make an honest living. That security guard was trying to make an honest living, gunned down, trying to keep an eye on this establishment while load shedding was happening. And then quite close by, the second incident happens. Talk to me about that.
Yes, this is really sad, Sally, because it seems as though this particular individual had gotten off a taxi and was just walking a couple of meters home. He was still in his uniform, security uniform it seems, and the group of men that gunned down this particular ADT security guard had moved further down the road, and it seems as though they had targeted this individual. We still don't know if it was random or if they just suspected because he was in security guard uniform he might have had a weapon. We're not entirely sure, but it seems as though they shot him from the back, and it seems as though they tried to search him for a weapon. They took nothing else, Sally. They didn't take his cell phone, they didn't take his wallet, they took nothing else. Well, they didn't take anything else from this particular security guard because he had nothing on him, he didn't have a weapon. And then it seems as though they fled and they turned the corner, and eyewitnesses say that he got into, the group of suspects got into a quantum. So the family completely distraught. This particular individual's walking home after work. He's just been married, 2 kids, and nobody can understand what's happened or what's going on. Of course, we got a chance to speak to the 2 sisters who say that he was the only brother, and they are completely distraught because they just don't understand this. And again, Sally, they speak to the fact that because of the rolling blackouts, crime is on the rise. They see no police presence. When I asked them about whether or not they have seen the Amaberete, they said, what? We have not seen any of that in the area, despite the fact that just a couple of kilometers away they've been deployed in Nomzamo. High police visibility supposed to be seen in and around Soweto because of what's happened. They've seen none of that. And even with the deployment of the Amaberete, you're seeing people being murdered just outside their homes. So it's a huge problem. Let's listen to what the 2 sisters of the last security guard had to say.
We haven't seen any Maberete. We left there around 11 o'clock at night. There was no Maberete. There were only police who were investigating the crime scene. So I feel like the crime rate is high because of load shedding. There was load shedding, and the minute it came, the power came back, my brother was lying on the floor. So the load shedding is killing our community. Our communities are not safe. While we were there,
while we were there were gunshots. While we were still waiting for the forensic, and the police were there, there were gunshots again. We didn't know. Everyone ran for cover. So yeah,
there were no Berets. We just said the Berets will come. The Maberet will come from the minister, but we never saw Maberet. And we would like them to come because we are under siege.
Yeah, we're under siege. And the question from those families, where are the Amaberete? Where are the police? Did you get a response from the police? Did they say anything to you about any potential arrests? Have they got any leads?
None at all, Sally. I mean, this is the question that we've posed to the police, never mind just this particular shooting in White City, but also with Nomzamo. I hear the police minister, Begitele, telling Lindo that an arrest is imminent in Soweto, but community members are waiting, families are waiting. In terms of this particular case in White City, we were told by police that a manhunt is underway for a group of men that are believed to have killed 2 security guards, but otherwise absolutely nothing. So we'll just have to wait and see what police come up with and whether or not they are able to get to the bottom of this, because there were bullet cartridges and I think 2 or 3 bullets found on the scene at both shootings in White City.
All right, Heidi, thank you very much for that update. Distressing as it is, one would hope that things are a little safer in Soweto. And, yes, we know Soweto is a big place, but as you say, the 2 areas are relatively close to each other.